Hello, I'm Richard, Clinical Specialist Prosthetist for the OSSUR Academy, and today we're talking about the Iceross Seal-in liner range. Now, when it first came out, the Iceross Seal-in revolutionised prosthetic socket fitting and socket suspension. For transfemoral users, the options were an auxiliary suspension, like a Silesian belt, or skin-fit suction suspension, and that demanded a residual limb that was very stable in its volume. Seal-in liner jumped right in the middle of that, offering similar security to a skin-fit suction socket, but with the flexibility of some residual limb volume management. And it's also very easy to put on. For transtibial users, it didn't need a knee sleeve as part of the suspension system, liberating knee flexion and freedom of movement around the knee, and also didn't need the complexity of engaging with a mechanical lock. Now, all seal-in liners use the same principle, and that's where the seal-in membrane seals against the inside of the socket wall, and used in combination with an expulsion valve gives a really secure fit. We take a look at our original HSM, the hyperbaric sealing membrane liner range, in this transtibial and transfemoral version. We see how the seal membrane folds back, revealing this recess, and it's the edge of this seal here that closes against and seals against the socket wall and folds into the liner. This transtibial version has a stabilizing matrix. Both versions feature the fabric cover and also the active skin care. The transtibial version comes in sizes 16 to 36 centimeters, and the transfemoral versions 25 to 55 centimeters, or in this conical version 25 to 38 centimeters. Some established transtibial users have residual limbs that are very complex and defined in their shape. And during knee flexion and extension, sitting down for example, we see further shape change in the residual limb. And sometimes this can compromise socket fit, maintaining contact of a regular seal-in seal against the socket wall and maybe affecting overall socket suspension. So we have a great solution, and that's called Seal-in V. We take a closer look at the Seal-in V membrane. We see it's a little bit different in form, but underneath we can see what we call these soft silicon turbine blades. And inside the socket, during shape change, the liner conforms to the residual limb, but these turbine blades are gently pushing against the socket wall, maintaining contact with these edges and therefore not compromising suspension. Seal-in V comes with a stabilizing matrix, minimizing longitudinal displacement. Also features active skin care, which we see a feature on many of our liners. And also each one comes with the wave feature, which of course allows more comfortable flexion during sitting and minimizing any pressure peaks around the patella. Seal-in V comes in sizes 18 to 36 centimeters and is available in two profiles. One is this standard profile, and the other is this Seal-in V HP, standing for high profile. And that relates to the positioning of the membrane in relation to any underlying skeletal anatomy, giving you further choice. All prosthesis users like to feel secure and stable inside their prosthetic socket, yet some can experience rotation between the socket and the liner. Now, the Iceross Seal-in X5 is a great tool to combat that. Here we see we have 5 integrated membranes into this silicon section of the Seal-in X5. And we have a huge contact area here, which gives good connection between the liner and the inside of the socket wall. Iceross Seal-in X5 comes in transtibial and transfemoral versions. The transtibial version features a stabilizing matrix, which minimizes elongation below the patella. And of course, we see both longitudinal and radial elasticity, adding to greater comfort above the patella. And if you use the wave feature for this Seal-in X5 transtibial version, you have greater comfort and flexibility still during knee flexion when sitting, for example. The Iceross transtibial comes in sizes 18 to 36 and features active skin care, as does the transfemoral version. And Iceross Seal-in X5 transfemoral comes in sizes 25 to 38 in this conical version and 25 to 55 centimeters in the standard version. Residual limbs come in all shapes and sizes, and over time we've had requests for customized Iceross Seal-in solutions. Iceross Seal-in X is a range of liners that allows you to customize your own seal-in offering. If we look here at this transtibial and transfemoral version, you see that we've separated the liner from the membrane offering. The concept is, take this transfemoral version for example, and this classic seal ring. The user pulls the seal over their liner, and now we're able to customize or optimize the height at which you want the seal in an area that's more comfortable or more functional for your socket fitting. And you can see here behind the membrane seals against the liner on these silicon beads. And not only do we have different height of membrane, but we're also able to offer different types of membrane. So this is our classic version. Then we have our grip version, which is a little bit like the Seal-in X5, but with 3 membranes, but a greater surface of area and contact patch between the liner and the socket. And finally, we have our volume seal ring, which is similar to the classic, but of a greater surface area and allows us to put socks behind and managing volume fluctuations within the socket. Both Iceross transtibial and Iceross transfemoral Seal-in X liners have active skin care. The transtibial version comes in sizes 16 to 40 for the 3mm profile, or in this example, the 6mm profile, we see the extra thickness of silicon. It sizes 16 to 36 centimeters. And for the transfemoral version, it's 25 to 55 centimeters for the standard version and 23.5 to 40 centimeters for the conical version. The Seal-in X locking liner is the ultimate in seal-in liner suspension technology. This transtibial Seal-in X locking liner looks like a regular Seal-in X liner in combination with our seal ring, but at the distal end you see our 10mm connector connecting to a hybrid socket lock that gives the best combination of mechanical connection and vacuum connection. Seal-in X TT locking is available in sizes 14 to 45 centimeters and in 3mm and 6mm profiles. For information on this and the rest of our seal-in liner range, please contact us on the usual channels.